Well, hello, Craig. How are you this fine day?
I'm terrific. I'm glad the day's over and that it's Friday.
Well, I appreciate you taking some time with me today. I've got Craig Moore with Academy Mortgage, the Powers team, with me, and I really wanted to take a few minutes and talk with him because he just did an outstanding job with a first-time home buyer that I had, and who decided to take advantage of a first-time homebuyer program, seller or buyer assistance, and I believe it was called Metro DPA. Is that correct, Craig?
That is correct. Metro DPA for Metro Down Payment Assistance.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about this because again, I find it fascinating. I've been doing real estate for a little bit of time now, and I haven't done a whole lot of buyer assistance programs literally for the last 10 years. So I know they're out there. I want to make sure that first-time home buyers know that they're out there and to take advantage of them. Can you tell me a little bit about Metro DPA or the Metro Down Payment Assistance versus like CHFA? What are the main
Certainly.
differences?
So, as you mentioned, there's several programs out there. Metro DPA is restricted by area. So that particular program may not be available all across the state of Colorado. CHFA is available anywhere in the state of Colorado. The Metro DPA program has a benefit over the CHFA program that you do not have to pay back the assistance that you receive after 3 years of living in the home.
That sounds like a great deal.
You get up to 4% assistance towards your down payment and closing costs. And if you stay in the home for 3 years, each month that you live in the home, 1/36 of that loan or that assistance is forgiven until it's completely gone after 3 years.
Wow, that's wonderful. Is there a minimum credit score that a buyer needs to have to qualify?
All of the down payment assistance programs have restrictions as far as credit score goes and income goes.
Okay.
The minimum credit score for the down payment assistance is 620. And as lenders, we use the middle credit score. So there's TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. Whichever score falls in the middle is the one I'm going to use.
What would you say to a buyer, or speaking of the credit score, that's, they're doing Credit Karma or, there's so many out there now, and they'll say, oh no, I've got this credit score, but when in actuality, it is not necessarily the credit score. How would you explain that?
So every different credit monitoring system uses their own algorithm to calculate the credit score. The one that we use is the FICO score. So any mortgage lender is going to use the FICO score. And so that system is going to calculate the credit score differently from Credit Karma, from your Discover monitoring system, from your Capital One monitoring system. So the one that you need to pay attention to is the one that your mortgage servicer is going to pull for you. And most of the time, Credit Karma, Discover, Capital One are going to have a lower credit score because it's actually going to show higher than it does on the mortgage FICO score because they're trying to sell you something when you look at your credit score on Credit Karma or on Discover.
Oh.
They use those systems to market to you. When you go in and look at your credit score on Credit Karma, all of the banners are trying to sell you something. So they're going to tell you your credit score is higher than it is on the FICO score so that you will go and apply and do all of those other things while you're in Credit Karma.
Interesting. So how does a buyer get their FICO score without actually, just to kind of keep an eye on it? Should they be reaching out to you to keep, how would they find that?
So every year you're, as a consumer, you're allowed to pull your own credit score for free. You need to do that through the actual credit bureaus, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, to get an accurate credit score. So if you're not ready to start the process with a lender, that's where I would start.
And which is actually a good segue. into something we hadn't even talked about, but something that I find have this conversation quite a bit, and I tell people, don't, even if you're thinking you're not ready now is the perfect time to still talk with your lender or a preferred lender to just get the ball rolling, especially for a first-time home buyer, because I think a lot of them are so scared about like, oh gosh, I can't qualify, or I don't know. I just talk with a lender and get the ball rolling. Don't you feel that that is a good suggestion, because you can kind of get them in the right direction?
Yeah, you can't start too early,
Yeah.
because 9 times out of 10, what you think your credit score is not what's going to show up on your FICO score. And you may have enough money for the Metro down payment assistance. You do not have to have any money into the transaction. If you go with Chaffa, it's $1,000. So you may not even have to have saved up funds, depending on the circumstances of your scenario, to purchase a home. So you may be ready sooner than you thought.
Right. And by getting possibly a gift for that down payment. I know we had talked about them not having to have any money at all if we could get some seller assistance. And of course, in this market that we're in right now, I just want buyers to know that's not really a legitimate way to go. I mean, it's just not going to get you into the house. So just know that if that market does change and it becomes more of a buyer's market, then these assistance programs would allow the buyer to ask the seller for some assistance. Correct?
Yes, that's correct. So you can get a gift from family. You can get a gift from your employer. You can also get some seller concessions along with the down payment assistance to make it so that you can get into the home without a whole lot of money out of your pocket. There's a misconception out there that you need 20% down to purchase a home. And that's not the case anymore. You can get into the home with 3%, 5%, $1,000, or if we can, under the right circumstances, get into with next to nothing.
Well, you did an awesome job again with these first-time home buyers. I know they've been trying for a bit, and you guys, your whole team, really pulled it off. Just did it really seamlessly. And I have to say, I know you had some teeth issues or something you had to take care of at one point in time, oral stuff, but you had your team member was right there. It was like you guys didn't skip a beat. Not that we didn't miss you at all. We did. But I just want to thank you so much for that. And I really appreciate you taking the time. And where is the best place to reach you if a first-time home buyer was interested in one of these programs?
So the best way to reach me via email would be powersteam, POWERSTEAM @academymortgage.com, or you can always call me on my cell phone directly at 303-229-3139.
Wonderful. I really appreciate it, Craig. I hope you have a wonderful, is there anything else that you want to add that I might have forgotten?
No, the biggest thing is just making sure that people don't wait. Now's the best time.
You. Yes. I thank you for saying that. We actually just did a video on this exact subject, is the cost in waiting. And that is a really important point, especially on a first-time home buyer that thinks, oh, I got to get a little more down payment. Talk to Craig, give him a call, and see if you don't qualify for something now. Get in. So thanks again. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon.